That's it, have fun, baby. Well, I don't get tired. I don't ever get tired. I'm coming back to back camp here. I've been in a fight camp since I'm 10 years old. You know what I mean? This is nothing new to me. I don't get tired, ever. I'll be celebrating with my circle of people. You know that day of winning. We seem to be winning every goddamn day. Every fucking day we win. So next Saturday night at 11:20 p.m., we'll still be winning.
Conor McGregor was fast-tracked into stardom under the guidance of the infamous Fertitta brothers, Frank and Lorenzo, both of which were shrewd businessmen who purchased the UFC in 2001 for $2 million, built it up, then sold it for $4.2 billion in 2016.
Dana White, president of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Dana, congratulations on your first show. That's got to feel good.
Thank you very much, James. I appreciate it. We're very excited. We got a sellout crowd here, 5,000 people, revved and ready to go.
They are certainly revved. They are certainly ready to go. We've got veterans on the card. We've got newcomers on the card. We've got 2 belts on the line. What else does the UFC have to look forward to?
Basically, what we want to do is we want to make these Super Bowl of mixed martial arts. We want to make it more fan-friendly. We want to get the crowd involved in it, and we want to bring back the best fighters in the world.
Is this the happiest birthday yet after making $4 billion?
It doesn't suck.
Many believe the Fertittas were very strategic and calculated their moves perfectly when selling the company. One of the pawns that was used in the sale was the notorious Conor McGregor. Conor, since adolescence, has been a very outspoken and brash individual who was never scared to follow his dreams and reach for the stars. The Fertittas, combining their marketing expertise along with Conor's infectious personality, allowed them to sell the UFC for a price higher than anyone thought possible. So, how were the Fertittas able to sell the UFC for such a large profit? One way was through excellent matchmaking. The Fertittas, along with Joe Silva, were very good at not only organizing exciting fights, but were also able to predict with a pretty good degree of accuracy the outcome of the fights. This skill proved to be very useful when it came to the notorious Conor McGregor. As Conor moved his way through the featherweight division, the UFC was there to make sure he was successful and victorious in his fights. As most MMA fans realize, Conor was protected from high-level grapplers such as Frankie Edgar as he moved his way through the rankings. Conor did face Chad Mendes. However, Chad was a last-minute replacement and came into the fight in terrible shape as he was filming a hunting show when he received the call from the UFC brass. Chad, as many believed he would, dominated Conor on the ground. However, he ran out of gas early in the fight and was finished with 3 seconds left in the second round. The victory over Chad gave Conor the interim title and elevated his ego to an even higher level. The victory over Mendes, along with the UFC's marketing campaign, made Conor the biggest name in MMA, even surpassing the UFC's Golden Girl, Ronda Rousey, who was still undefeated and had not yet lost her championship title to Holly Holm. The Fertittas created a superstar that they could use to cash out on when they sold the UFC for an astronomical amount of money. However, there was still one more piece to the puzzle. Conor still had to unify his interim featherweight belt by beating Jose Aldo in order to become the undisputed champion. The Fertittas had ran a nearly perfect campaign in prepping the UFC for a new Irish superstar to take out the dominant Brazilian Jose Aldo, who had not lost a fight in 10 years. The Fertittas created a company culture in which they were able to make Jose feel it was him, not only against Conor McGregor, but the UFC as well. The Fertittas mentally beat up Jose by holding a worldwide press conference in which he was made to be the fool. He was given translators who would not accurately translate the words that he spoke. Conor was not only allowed, but encouraged to mock and ridicule him. The company president, Dana White, would proudly wear the Irish colors to demonstrate, either overtly or subliminally, who he was loyal to. All of this created a perfect storm, leading to Jose getting brutally knocked out in 13 seconds of the very first round. Many believe the psychological damage that Jose sustained in the lead up to the fight destroyed him for life. Yes, there have been a few flashes of the old Jose since the McGregor fight, but for the most part, he has never been the same. As can be seen, the Fertittas not only wanted Conor to be the champ, they were the freaking happiest people in the arena when he knocked out Jose. The Fertittas planned the sale campaign perfectly. They made a ton of money and created a superstar in the process. However, the problem is that Conor never seemed to realize his role in the sale process. Conor did go on to become the champ by knocking out Eddie Alvarez for the lightweight belt. However, from there, Conor's downfall quickly ensued. Without the Fertittas' protection and excellent matchmaking skills, Conor was no longer a dominant force, and his MMA career took a quick nosedive. Now let's examine the 5 contributing factors that led to the downfall of Conor McGregor. Number 1, Conor began to believe his own hype. Conor, along with many in the UFC, believed that he was this superhuman and an unbeatable force that was able to stop any human being with his left hand. Many in the media refer to his left hand as the touch of death or the Celtic cross, along with a host of other superhero names. However, through fights with competitors such as Nate Diaz and Floyd Mayweather, we saw that this superhuman force was just not true. Conor was able to land clean shots on several opponents, yet not stop them. He was not only not able to stop them, they were able to press forward and expose many of Conor's weaknesses. When Conor was backed up or pressed, many times he would simply just give up, as we saw in the Nate Diaz fight. And when he fought Floyd Mayweather, he was basically a punching bag for the last part of the fight, as Floyd was just punching him and Conor had no response. Number 2, ego. Conor's ego was out of control. We all remember Conor saying,
When you can rack up $400 million in revenue for the company in back-to-back events, you can do whatever the fuck you want. I'm living the whatever the fuck I want life. That's the life I live. Whatever I want.
However, Conor quickly learned that without strategic matchmaking, his skill set inside the cage was good, but not what it was marketed to be. Yes, Conor, even to this day, is a money draw, but except for the delusional, he's not even in the conversation of being the GOAT. He's not this invincible superstar that the UFC created him to be. In addition to his shortcomings inside the cage, Conor's ego also got him into a lot of trouble outside of the cage. As of recent, Conor has been more humble. We can only assume that it was due to Khabib, who promised leading up to the fight that he would be the one to humble Conor.
I can't believe we're gonna fight, because I really want this guy. Make him humble, little bit teach him, and not only smash, like change his face. I want to change his face. Of course, with face, I can change his mind too. And this is what I want,
And as it turned out, Conor has not been the same. He has not been this brash, outspoken individual since he was submitted by Khabib Nurmagomedov. As of recent, Conor has been humbled. Was it due to being beaten by Khabib, who for a long time assured his fans that he would definitely humble Conor? Was Conor humbled by his legal troubles outside of the cage? Or did he simply mature as he grew older? Many in MMA believe that Conor's humbleness has led to his recent lackluster performances. Others believe that Conor was never the superhero he was built up to be, and he was just the recipient of expert and favorable matchmaking. Number 3, possibly untrainable. This goes along with Conor's huge ego. Coaching Conor or being a member of his team has to come with a lot of riches. Conor can afford any trainer that he chooses, so pissing him off may not be in the coach's best interest. In sports like boxing, or in a situation like Khabib, oftentimes the trainer is actually the father. So this comes with both good and bad. But it is difficult to fire your dad. When a father puts his son through hell in order to prepare for a fight, there is a separate dynamic of father-son, making it difficult for the son to get out of doing the required training. This isn't always the case when the trainer is hired by the fighter. Now, Conor has done things, as we all know, like throwing dollies through windows and injuring innocent people, sucker punching senior citizens as they sit at a bar, destroying the property of others, only to be accepted back into his MMA gym with open arms. Now, in contrast, if you look at his buddy Dennis, who was kicked out of his jiu-jitsu gym for simply being disrespectful over social media.
Time to compete, I realize you don't need like demoralize someone. You don't need to be act stupid against someone to become a champ. When I say champ, to win the match, you don't need to like act stupid to win the match, to perform.
In any event, Conor may simply be untrainable and thus unable to improve at this late stage of his career. Number 4, lack of desire. We keep hearing money, 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 but at the highest level of athletics, does money truly contribute to a lack of desire? Yes, the economic struggle may no longer be there, but look at the all-time greats in other sports. For example, Patrick Mahomes just got $500 million contract, or Tom Brady, who beat him in the Super Bowl last year, is still playing at the top level in his 40s, and he has a ton of money, and his wife may even be worth more than he is. Yet the desire is still there. But for some reason in MMA, there is a belief that once a fighter has obtained a certain level of wealth, their desire to be the best diminishes. This could very well be the case for Conor. We're not sure, but there may be a lack of desire which has led to his lackluster performances. Number 5, Conor has already reached his peak and is on the decline. Now, we've heard Khabib state that once someone peaks, that's it. There's a downward trajectory and they will never reach that pinnacle again. With many athletes, at least those who dominated due to their physical strength or physical attributes such as Conor, who is believed to have this dominant left hand that was the key to his success. The problem is that many power fighters, or punchers as they call them, are unable to transition into more of a technical or finesse fighter. We see a lot of fighters who are able to, they have dominant strength, and then when that strength is no longer there, they are able to adapt and become more technical and win due to skills. However, Conor may still believe that he is able to get out of any situation with his powerful left hand, and therefore not focus on improving his other skills. We've seen this in the sport of boxing, such as if you look at Manny Pacquiao, who, when he was in his 30s and in his prime, he was knocking out or destroying everyone. However, as he got older, he was criticized for not dominating or knocking people out, but he was still able to win a lot of fights due to just technical skills. He made the proper adjustments and was able to become more of a finesse fighter. So in order to compete at the highest level, Conor most likely will need to make a lot of adjustments in his game. It will be interesting to see how he performs against Dustin Poirier in their upcoming match. Anyway, as we all know, Conor has made a lot of money and been very successful in his MMA career. However, he most likely will never be viewed by historians as an all-time great for his performances. Now, for his business savvy, he probably will be considered one of the most influential fighters, at least of this time. He changed a lot of things for the better in MMA. He was able to show what kind of power one individual fighter can have going against the big engine of the UFC. Anyways, these are just 5 possible reasons that contributed to the downfall of Conor McGregor. But we never know. We will see what happens when he fights Dustin Poirier next. Thanks and have a great day.